UFC 297 just occurred, and these are the fights I want to see made. Dricus du Plessis beat Sean Strickland by split decision. Personally, I had it 1-2-5 Strickland, but it was such a close fight, and I haven't rewatched yet. I can't really be too mad. I personally want to see them rematch, but Dana Pink already said that they're not going to do that. So the next best option, in my opinion, is Dricus du Plessis versus Israel Adesanya, either on UFC 300 or UFC Africa. If this fight happened on UFC 300, which Drake has said to be willing to turn around for, I would be satisfied because this has a big rivalry, big beef. Two of the top contenders, obviously, at 185. I want to see this. I want to see if Adesanya can come back, handle the pressure of Dricus, handle the grappling. I want to see if Dricus can handle the technical striking of Adesanya. But one thing is, if the UFC doesn't put this in Africa, I don't know if they're ever going to go because, I mean, we got a South African, we got a Nigerian, two big stars. So if they don't do this, they're just complete morons. The loser of the main event, Sean Strickland, I want his next fight to be against Robert Whitaker. And you might be thinking, wait, is it Robert Whitaker fighting Paulo Costa, the big, dangerous Brazilian guy? Yeah, he is. But if Costa doesn't pull out, which he's notorious for, Rob Whitaker's going to style him. I mean, look at how Costa looked against Luke Rockhold. He looked terrible. He looked bad versus Marvin, and he's got this big power. No, he doesn't. Watch any of his finishing highlights. He has to land like 50 punches, like Max Holloway, to finish him. That's the best way to describe it. He's got the Max Holloway power. So if they do fight at Anaheim, Robert Whitaker's going to style on him, and I want to see him against Sean Strickland because, like I already said, Dana White said Sean Strickland won't get an immediate rematch. And who else is he going to fight? Jared Cannonier? I don't think anyone wants to see that rematch. The first fight was really boring. And Robert Whitaker needs to work his way back up. So what better than the former champ? And if Sean Strickland wins this, he gets the next title shot because Robert Whitaker is still an elite fighter. And if Robert Whitaker wins, he might be one shot away or maybe another title shot, but no one wants to see him against Dricus again. So that's the next fight I want to see. Not going to spend a lot of time on this one. Raquel Pennington beat Bueno Silva. She should fight Juliana Pena, former champ. Gave Amanda Nunes a good fight. Only one who talks trash in the female division. So that's it. Feature fight of 297. Neil Magny had himself a fraud check versus Mike Malott. I think everyone and their mother picked Mike Malott to beat Neil Magny, but he's a crafty vet, weathered the storm. Mike Malott gassed, so Neil Magny TKO'd him. The fight I want to see him as another young prospect, Michael Morales, because let's be real, beating Mike Malott and Neil Magny's already old. He's not going to want like a title run, right? So he might as well fight these up and comers like Michael Morales. Michael Morales is pretty good, but he didn't look amazing versus Jake Matthews. The striking was pretty even, and I don't think we've really seen him challenge in the grappling. So Neil can maybe hold him against the fence or make Michael Morales gas and then finish him in the last 30 seconds like it Mike Malott. On to Canada's best prospect, Mike Malott. Man, can I say I actually feel really bad for him. He was in his home country, probably in front of his family, in front of the Nelk boys, in front of Drake, and he was destroying Magny on the feet, taking him down, putting top pressure on him. He was gonna win that fight, but last minute he just gassed and Magny TKO'd him. And the scary thing is, he's not young. I first thought he was like 25, 26. He's a young looking dude. He is 32 years old. So he needs a bounce back fight, but it can't be against some top ranked guy because he clearly doesn't deserve it. But it can't be some bum because he's not super young. So I think the perfect medium of that is Joaquin Buckley, a dangerous guy, a guy coming off a head kick KO versus Andre Fialho. Not the best fighter. He's like inconsistent, but a dangerous guy. If Mike Molly can finish him or beat him decisively, I still have faith in him to be decent, but I can't trust him to be a star anymore or a proper superstar. Next matchup, Chris Curtis beat Marc-Andre Barriault by split decision. I thought it was a good fight. I don't know why the crowd is booing, and I'm seeing on IG comments people say it was a boring fight. I mean, it wasn't a complete war, but I thought it was pretty back and forth. So that's just my opinion. But the next fight I want to see is Chris Curtis versus Anthony Hernandez. They were previously matched up, but it got canceled. Can I tell you this? Anthony Hernandez is the dark horse of the division. people say Colby breaks guys. This dude breaks guys. Look what he did to Edmund Shabazian. Look what he did to Rodolfo Vieira. His pace is just incredible. He's probably on some EPO or something, but man, he's good. The only problem is he has been finished with strikes versus Kevin Holland, and Chris Curtis can clearly strike very well. So that'd be an interesting matchup. Can Anthony Hernandez break Chris Curtis with the pace, or can Chris Curtis catch Anthony Hernandez or just outstrike him for 3 rounds? The next fight I want to see is Marc-Andre Barriault versus Michel Pereira. Marc-Andre looked pretty good versus Chris Curtis, is imposing as well, landing decent shots, but he lost, so he does not deserve anyone inside the rankings. So why not a fun fight? Michel Pereira, I mean, he flatlined Andre Petrosky bad. This dude's huge. I can't believe he used to make welterweight. And he has crazy potential for 185. So why not give him a step up in Marc-Andre Barriault, a barely outside top 15 guy? So if Michel Pereira beats Marc-Andre, you can give him a ranked 185er. So that's the fight I want to see. The last fight of the main card, Movsar Evloev beat Arnold Allen by decision. I know there was some controversy with who won. When I first watched it, I thought Movsar won, but I didn't rewatch it, so I don't know. And the whole ground and knee thing, which I think is the stupidest rule ever, just causes so much confusion. I wish it was legal, and then Arnold Allen could have got a finish, but it is what it is. Movsar looked great though. You can't take away from that. His striking looked great, great body kicks, flying knees. He rocked Allen badly in the second round, and his grappling's obviously top tier. So the next fight I want to see him is the winner of Yair versus Ortega, because Movsar is clearly elite, but I don't think he's top level yet in the sense of beating an Ilya Topuria, a Volkanovski, or a Holloway. I think all these guys would break him because Arnold Allen was landing good shots on him, so I see no reason why they wouldn't. So if he faces someone like a Yair and a Ortega, and then he can handle them, then I'll be more convinced. But both these guys cause serious problems for him. Brian Ortega is obviously a very elite grappler, so if Movsar takes him down, maybe Brian can catch him to submission like Diego Lopez did, and then on the feet, Brian Ortega can hold his own, and then Yair, come on, this dude's incredible. Head kicks, elbows, whatever you want. He could definitely catch Movsar and knock him out. But there's also a chance Movsar's elite and can beat him. So that's what I want to see. Okay, so the final matchup I want to make based off this card is Arnold Allen versus Josh Emmett. Arnold Allen is still top level. His Granby rolls, he got up to his feet quite a lot. His striking still looked good. So I don't want people to say like Arnold Allen got like fraud check or he's not that elite. No, he's great. And Josh Emmett, another top ranked guy. This is a perfect bounce back fight for Arnold. I honestly think he'll piece him up. Josh Emmett, I thought he lost to Calvin Kattar. I thought he lost to Dan Ige, lost to Yair, lost to Ilya Topuria. I mean, he beat Bryce Mitchell, so I mean, I guess that means he's super elite or whatever, but I think Arnold Allen will piece him up. I want this fight made. Those are all the matchups that I want to see after UFC 297. Please let me know down in the comments what you think of my matchups, or if you want to see different ones, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.